So we'll take the first question from the audience.
What can I ask?
Just put your hand up so I can see you.
Where did you find her?
Oh, we interviewed about 500 girls.
Wow.
I stopped counting at 400, so about 500 girls, and she just God sent her to me.
Next question, please.
I have a question.
I'm sorry, what was that?
No, she had not acted before. She had done a play in junior high school, and we just sort of, my rehearsal period is such that, you know, I like to be one with the actor. So we talk about food, we talk about literature, we talk about her fears. I talk about my fears and my paranoia. And before I shout action, we're one. We're on the same syllable. So most of my direction is just grunting and in tongue and hands and what. And she nods, you know, and pretty much. So no, that's sort of our experience with her training. Thank you very much.
There was another question right here.
I just had a question. It's really hard to make an adaptation of a book. I think you did a great job of this. And sort of, how did you find the book? Did someone bring it to you? I mean, it's a book I love. So, and how did you find it? And sort of, what was it like, the process of making an adaptation? Like,
my cousin's told me. I'm sorry.
The question, sorry about that. The question was about the adaptation and the process of adapting the book, and you know how you came to the novel.
Right. My cousin told me about the book, and the cover was very striking. Push, red, bold, black, and I read it, and it just knocked me out. I slept with it under my pillow for forever, and it just stayed with me. It stuck to me, and I stalked the writer for 8 years, and the Jeffrey Fletcher did a wonderful adaptation of the book, and what we did that's not in the book is we jump into fantasy. Just when it gets so bleak, we have to, unlike the book, come up for air. And so I jump into fantasy much more than the book does. And yeah, it gave me room to breathe, because if I had told the story the way the book was written, it would be X-rated.
Another question right over here. You're asking about the turning point?
Yeah.
What was the turning point?
Well, I understood Precious's life intimately in that, you know, I witnessed a lot of that kind of stuff growing up. I'm very familiar with the sense of pig's feet and the macaroni and cheese and the smell of the house that's described in the book. And it consumed my soul, because it was something that I understood intimately. And what I didn't know was that, you know, I did this movie, you know, I do these little art movies, and, you know, my family doesn't really know my work. They you know, they don't. My mother says, why can't you make movies like Tyler Perry? Why can't you? So I really made this movie for my family, because I knew that they would identify with this. What I didn't know was that it was universal, and that I did not know this, and I'm still shocked. That's overwhelmed by this, y'all's lily white faces responding to this very intimate world of mine. So thank you very much.
There's a man, yeah, standing there, right there.
There's a scene involving
man hits the room with Sheri Shepherd. Everyone starts laughing.
Didn't get it? Lenny Kravitz.
Lenny Kravitz.
Oh,
Because he
what was the
was
scene
looking
about?
at Lenny's-
With Sheri Shepherd and Lenny Kravitz? Was the question? I'm sorry, is that your question? I'm sorry, I don't understand the question.
I'm just trying to figure out
Why it was funny.
All right, Negroes, speak up.
When he comes out,
Tired from last night.
he's already standing. Just come down and ask questions.
I just want to know, why was it humorous?
Why was it humorous? I don't know that it was humorous. People laughed. I didn't
Say
think it
why.
to be humorous.
Say why.
Did you find it funny?
Yes, say why. Say why.
Yeah,
It was all about Sheri.
I don't.
I'm just saying, I just want to understand why everybody was laughing at that scene.
You gotta ask the audience now.
Women will understand. We understand. Don't even worry about it. We understand.
I mean, there are times, sometimes in this environment, where people laugh, sigh, cry, much more audibly than they would in a regular theater screening, not at the festival. So just the energy is heightened here, so people will tend to laugh more as well.
No. Yeah. Okay, he's answering it.
Okay.
He's answering it.
When Precious came in with such an attractive man,
Yes.
Cheryl, she was overwhelmed, and her expression showed that, and it was sort of humorous.
Yeah. There you go. That was it. How can you not understand that?
So the answer given here so everyone can hear is that when Precious walks in with such an attractive man, she's overwhelmed.
Yeah. You got it.
No, that wasn't.
And he was trying to set it. She was trying to set it up.
Totally.
Because he wanted to.
He was interested
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
in the lesbians.
Exactly.
She took him to.
The cast, Lenny Kravitz is one of my best. I like working with friends. All these people are intimate friends, with the exception of Precious. Now I'm a good friend of hers. These people are friends of mine. Lenny Kravitz and I will be working on a film together.
Nice.
And so I wanted him to sort of experience what it was like in a small role before we jumped into a big role.
Oh.
As with Monique in Shadowboxer, she had a small role in Shadowboxer before we jumped into this. Mariah Carey was a fluke. She's a friend. And Helen Mirren was set to play the role of the social worker. And she called me up and said, "Lee, I got a real job." And I was like,
Damn.
she had worked with me already on Shadowboxer. And so 3 hours later, Mariah called me and said, "Can you come over?" I go, "Why?" I said, "I can't, Mariah. I'm working. I'm trying to cast this role." And she said, "What are you working on?" And I said, "Push." And she said, "I know that book." And then the light bulb sort of went off in my head. And I thought to myself, you know, if I'm able to pull it off, it will be more interesting and more unexpected for her to do it than Helen. And I just thought, again, it was God talking.
Wow. Nice. I can imagine Helen Mirren in there too. You know Helen Mirren's excellent actress.
I really enjoyed the improvised. Well, I was going to ask, are the scenes in the classroom improvised with those girls, especially the Jamaican girl who was so incredibly authentic?
No.
All scripted?
All scripted.
So the question was, were the
That's not
scenes
authentic.
improvised, especially in the classroom?
All scripted.
Yes.
They're just good
Where did you
actresses.
find her? Like, I'm of Jamaican ancestry, and to find an authentic Jamaican, to even spell bubba clock.
It's Bumbaras, actually.
Right.
Just to even spell it, and even to describe, like, where did you find, like, does she,
Well, she's not
Jamaican.
She's a theater actor. She's done a couple of, she's done, I don't know. I demand we become one again, you know, and so it's all in the rehearsal process. And the rehearsal process is the talking process. So I said, don't be afraid to go foul with her. So she was not Jamaican at all. I said, I need for you to do your homework and find out the nastiest thing that a Jamaican person would say that would make us laugh. And that's how we got there. Yes,
So she did
gentlemen
do
in the
her
back.
homework. That's what